Well, hey everyone, my name is Ryan Franey, and I get to serve as campus pastor for Emergence's Glen Rock location, and it is great to be with you this morning. I guess not with you, digitally. So this morning for our daily devotional, I want to just share a couple thoughts that have been floating around in my head over the last couple of weeks and share with you a couple of the verses that have been really helpful for me with this topic. I'm almost certain that in a time like this with so much uncertainty and fear, and for some of us who have been facing the brunt of this, pain and suffering and even personal loss, that questions of doubt can come up in our hearts and in our minds. Questions like, God, are you really good? God, are you really just? Are you in control? Can I trust you? If you are good, why is all this happening around us? I think it's natural for these questions to come up in us in times like this. Often we have a temptation when we have these questions of doubt to just take them and to kind of stuff them or to push them aside as if they weren't there. I think that's the worst thing that we can do. Because what's happening is that question of doubt is just sitting somewhere inside of us and allowed to fester and to even maybe grow under the surface until something else happens and it pops back up and wreaks havoc. Rather, we are to take those questions of doubt and instead bring them before God. And I think some of us may need to hear, as I have to be reminded often, that God can handle our doubts. Not only can God handle our doubts, but He desires us to come to Him with our doubts, with all of our weaknesses. Some of us sometimes wrongly see God as being possibly annoyed at us or almost disappointed or even condemning if we admit that we're having these doubts and these thoughts in our heads. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. Right? God's posture towards us is shown so beautifully in Hebrews 4, verses 15 and 16 in Christ. It says, "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin. Let us then with confidence draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need." God's posture towards us in all of our weakness isn't standoffish or condemning or annoyed. No, it's sympathy and a desire to give us mercy and grace in our time of need. I think of a parent with their child, right? As God's children, He is our Father. I think with my 4-year-old Michael, times where I can tell something is bothering him, and I ask, "Michael, what's going on? What are you thinking about?" And he says, "I don't know." I'm like, "No, Michael, you can tell me. You can tell me anything. I want to know." "I don't want to tell you." And it drives me crazy because I want to know, but I want to know so I can what? So I can minister to him, so I can help him work through whatever's going on in his head and in his heart. Similarly, that's how God is with us. God wants us to come to Him so He can minister to us and get the help that we need, even in our doubts. And I think some of us probably need some answers to some questions, and I would direct you to Pastors Doug and Alex's Theology Thursday from last week. It's excellent for that. Some of us have the right answers in our heads, but we need to get alone with Jesus, be honest with our doubts, bring them before Him, and let Him minister to us and receive mercy and grace. Receive the peaceful assurance of His presence with us, and to be affirmed of His character in our hearts, that He is good, that He is just, that He has us eternally secure in His hand. So not only we could be comforted, but then we can then comfort others who are going through that as well. And so that is my thought for us this morning. I am praying alongside of you in this time, and hope you have a great day. Love you all.